So you can kind of like, I think we are live currently. All
Okay,
right,
cool.
all right. So we are currently live. We're currently live. Welcome, everybody. It's 12:06 here, and I am super excited to bring you this amazing guest, Simon Polito, that has joined us here on this live feed on Facebook and also Instagram. You guys are going to see this feed on Instagram here a little bit later. But what an honor, man! Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. And your beautiful background, man. Like I know you're sitting on a 7.5 million listing.
I
So
am.
yes. So the main intention here today is I would like for everybody to get to know Simon Polito. He's an extraordinary leader. Been in the business over 20 years. Believe it or not, this guy didn't start off a year ago. 20 years plus in the business. He's sold real estate in multiple continents. He has a great accent. He's from Australia, so you'll hear his accent here shortly. And literally has dominated the real estate space, utilizing a very unique tool that's been around for a long time, and it's an auction process, which he's going to share all about today, and it's called RECA. And one thing to note, obviously, is that the highest record sale and currently is $113 million utilizing this methodology. And there's another listing that's $295 million that is also utilizing the auction process. So, Simon, welcome to this interview today. Thank you for taking the time. Let's just start off, my man, by kind of giving everybody a little bit of your background, man. Tell them where you're from, how and share your story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First and
Yeah.
foremost, thank you, Leo. Very blessed to have not only you as a friend, as a colleague, and I'm really grateful for these opportunities. I love sharing these moments with good people like yourself. So thank you very much, first and foremost. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I'm 20 years in the industry, started in Australia, migrated over to the United States in 2015 with my family. And since then, has set up camp in Orange County, although right now I'm currently in San Diego at a beautiful listing right behind me with these amazing views today. Even though it's a cloudy, overcast day, they still look amazing. But we utilize an auction system, and this auction system is not something that I designed or brought up or invented myself. It's one of the oldest methods of selling real estate anywhere around the world. Not just real estate, personal items, arts, expensive pieces that are very hard to put a value on. So what is happening right now is a lot of people were putting up resistance many years ago in the United States about auctions, thinking that they were only being utilized for distress, foreclosure, courthouse, cash only, those negative types of homes where you didn't really know what you were buying. A lot of buyer beware. And instead, we're changing the way the method in your head is, or the mind space, I guess, is thinking about a property like a piece, like a pen, like any type of item. What's it worth? Now, you could put a price on it based off what you spent on it, but is that really the value of it? Probably not. And the same things with property. Often we hear in our industry, Leo, I've spent $100 million on this property. I need to get, it's definitely worth 300 million.
Right.
Why? It's not. I'm not, as us as agents, we're not buying the property. So unfortunately, a lot of people in our industry will just tell a seller whatever they want to hear to get the listings. That doesn't get them a sale though.
Right.
Do we get sales? We're very proud that we have a 95% success rate over the last 6 years of working in the United States, which is a huge number. We've sold over 400 properties utilizing this system.
Wow.
Thank you. And majority being in Orange County. We've done San Diego County, we've done Riverside County, LA County. We've even gone up into Kern County. We've gone up to San Francisco as well. But primarily Orange County is where our home base is. And basically, it's a non-distress platform. So instead of like this pen, instead of putting a price tag of $1 on it, we'll start the bidding at 20 cents. We'll give everyone a paddle. We'll give them all the due diligence ahead of time. And that's a big point. Not often what we find, particularly in Southern California, I know Northern California do it a little bit differently. Southern California, primarily, you make an offer, you get in the escrow, and then you go get a home inspection, you termite reports, you read your disclosures, and you often find something that could be detrimental to the sale. A foundation issue, a solar issue, whatever it may be, something that you hadn't accounted for, and maybe you're already stretching yourself. And that would in turn force you to pull out of escrow, which leaves the seller with a bad taste in their mouth, thinking that it's you, the agent, who's not done their job correctly. and it just doesn't work well, right? So what we do is we do all that due
Right.
diligence ahead of time. Home inspection, termite report, seller's disclosures, natural hazard disclosure report, preliminary title report, any type of material facts like your HOA CC&Rs or any permits that may have been pulled, septic tank inspection. Everything is done before we even go active on the MLS. And this allows for the buyers to actually understand all the unknowns up front so they can make an offer prior to auction or bid on auction day with nothing but confidence.
I love that. I love that. I love the process, man. When we were talking about it, it just you know, and I've known about the auctions because you know I used to do a lot with the distressed sales, right? So when somebody thinks about auctions, they're like, you know, you're typically thinking about somebody getting foreclosed on, but that's not really the case. I mean, this is how luxury real estate is being sold, and obviously, I know in our conversations you were talking about the way that business is done in Australia. I mean, I just thought it was so awesome because it just I think it's very fair for all parties, right? You know, the buyers
Absolutely.
get to bid and as much as they want, and they can feel fulfilled, and they say like, you know what, I gave it my best foot forward, and the seller also understands because of the marketing plan that you do that and everything how they're showcasing it, like, hey, we literally got every single penny we could have got out of this
Absolutely. It's
property.
very real. And now there are a lot of my competitors that do it online, and we do have online capability. Having said that,
Mhm.
I'm a live auctioneer. I'm calling it live at the
Yes.
house or in a location that's going to allow people to come through. And it's very powerful, especially when you've got a seller who's obviously nervous. And look, and I've been on that side of the fence, and I can tell you, it doesn't matter how many years I did real estate for. When you're a seller at an auction, your heart rate is, you can almost see it coming out of your chest. It's pounding, right? The
Yep.
adrenaline rush. But when you can
Yep.
see that there is a group of people, or even just one individual, we've sold many with just one, but they're there. They've made the effort to not only go put pen to paper to sign the registration form. They brought in some consideration in funds to show that they are dedicated to buying the property. That's a real buyer. And that seller knows that when I say first, second, third, all finished or quiet or done, sold, it's a done deal. No escrow falling out. To be honest, I'm going to jinx myself for doing this. Hold on, let's rub some wood. Uh, in 20 years of doing real estate, I'm holding the wood. What am I going to rub if I'm holding it?
Yeah, exactly.
In 20 years of doing auctions, I've never had one auction property fall out of escrow.
Wow.
And that's a
Wow.
huge,
That's-
huge accolade I'm really proud of, because it's a bit of hard work up front, right? A bit of heavy lifting, getting all your ducks in a line. But what it does, though,
Yep.
it changes the way you do business, because once you've got that property in escrow, when I've said sold, we immediately go and sign contracts, open escrow. If it's on a weekend, we open escrow that Monday morning. If it's a weekday, we open escrow immediately on the spot.
Right.
Then, as an agent, this is me taking my auction hat off, as an agent representing the seller, what does that allow me to do? It allows me to go prospect for more business and not have to
Mm.
worry about inspection contingency timelines or any other timelines that may affect the escrow itself. It
Right.
allows me to get more business done and have structure in my business. So if
Yes.
you have we run a 28-day campaign on average. We have changed that around a little bit with the way COVID has allowed this market to be quite intense, probably a better way of saying it. So we've been doing 21 days. Now, people say that's too long, days on market, but it's not. Because what does that allow you to do? It allows you to meet more people, it allows you to showcase your skill set more, and it allows you to get more competition for your seller, which ultimately gets them the best price.
Yes.
People are forgetting. Why are we doing what we're doing? We're doing this because we're trying to help someone with possibly the biggest transaction of their lives.
I love that. I love that, man. I love everything you're saying. And for those, I already have some comments here. People are saying, "Hey, I want to add that to my business model." I mean, and it's. I honestly think it's a great way to showcase, especially luxury real estate. It's the way to go. And I'm super happy, man, that you're really, taking the lead on this whole thing and really, just being proactive. I mean, you're literally sitting at a listing right now that's 7.5 million that's going to be closing here pretty soon. Congratulations, by the way. That's extraordinary.
Thank you.
And also, I know you didn't say this, but I mean, I know that the number one agent in Irvine, and you know, the I think the top two, right, in the Southern California region, right, if I'm not mistaken. And man,
Yeah,
congratulations!
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations!
I did achieve that. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
It was a lot of hard work and a lot of persistence and not quitting. And I truly bring it back to the people you surround yourself with. You know, I was down in a hole for a while there, and I found the right people to connect with. One of them being yourself, and you know, just that right drive, that right aura around you of positivity and growth, and everyone wants you to succeed, and it makes you succeed because you don't want to be the weakest link in the chain. But
yeah.
I'm excited that we're going to do a class on this, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna tee it up for that, brother. Yeah, you already know. So for those of you that are out there wondering, like, hey, what's up with this auction platform? So the really amazing thing about Simon is that he actually has an entire program and process to partner with us realtors, right? And it's still gonna allow you to keep your listing commission. It's still going to have the buyer's agent, get rewarded with their commission. This is an additional service that's being offered for those of you out there that want to participate. And I'll let you, Simon, tell a little bit more details about it. But we are going to have an event on the 25th from 12 to 2 in Anaheim, California. And we're also, be streaming it. So just stay tuned for that information. But tell them a little bit about what you're going to be covering on the 25th.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you, and I don't want to give too much of it away because that's half the fun, right?
I know.
Yeah, I want to use you as an example. Let's just say you did 15 or 10 transactions, right? Let's just keep it easy. You Leo, did 10 transactions last year at an average commission of what? Say $15,000. Probably fair to say average commission check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's just say that.
So that's $150,000. I'm going to show you on the 25th. How you can turn that 150 into 250 without doing any more work.
Wow.
And it's not a scam. It's not a scam. It's not a trick. It's just the way the system works. And when you change your mindset to think about it in the right way, it's amazing how well this works. And, we double side a lot of transactions. Maybe if you read between the lines, I might have given it away there. But, there's a lot of intensity in this. We have a team of reps that cover multiple counties, including not just myself. We will come with you on the listing appointments. If you're a newer agent, or maybe you're a seasoned agent and you just lost that mojo, you need to get back on the horse. You want to show strength in your team, or you're going up against a big hitter, and what's up your sleeve to take down that big hitter in the area who's commanding all the listings. Bring us with you. We will come with you, and we will get you that listing. I'm not trying to say you can't do it on your own, but imagine how much more strength it adds to the value when you put in front of your seller multiple options, rather than just beating your chest telling the seller, well, I'm the best guy here or best girl here, and you need to go with me because I've got the best social media and I've got the best database. No. Yeah. You can have that, but we actually have multiple options on which route the seller would like to take to achieve that ultimate result they're looking for.
I love that, man. I'm so excited for this event, man. And for those of you yeah, I'm like, let's go, let's do this. And you strategy. I remember you shared with me just really quick. You shared with me about an LA listing that you sold, right? And I think it was in a particular neighborhood. Where share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So end of last year, we had a property up in West Hollywood Hills, and there was 6 properties on the street that were for sale at the time. We listed ours. It was not previously listed on the market. We listed it at bidding to start from 3.2 million. And mind you, these guys just bought it 2 years before for 3.4. So they weren't too pleased with the way they had maybe overspent. They weren't too sure what they were going to achieve. We broke a record in the street, and we ended up selling that for $4.2 million. The night before the auction, we had someone come through with an extremely strong offer, cash, all the contingencies removed. And the seller said, you know what, as much as I wanted to see you, Simon, call an auction at the front in the backyard, I'm going to go with the offer. And I said, that's exactly what we're trying to do to get you that result. So those properties, though, funnily enough, there's still 6 on the street for sale.
Oh my God. Wow.
And that was in a market where everyone looked at us when we came in with, luxury live auctions and all our branding. Everyone was giving us a little bit of grief saying that's not how we do real estate up here in LA. You know, take whatever you got and go back to Orange County or wherever you're from. It's not going to work here. Well, it worked. So much so, like your point earlier, the world record for an auction sale is right here in the United States, in California, in LA, in Bel Air, 113 million last year. So, guys, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be here, and if you don't adopt it, you're going to miss out, and you may regret it later. And that's ultimately the message. But you know, between Leo and myself, we really just want to get it out to you guys. It's not about trying to make things complicated. It's about making your life easier, more structured. Because I know you guys do an amazing amount of role-playing, scripts and dialogues, trainings. This is just another element, another tool in your tool belt when you walk into a listing, just to make sure that you get it every time. And here's the greatest thing. 9 times out of 10, we get the listing. 9 times out of 10, we get 6%.
I love that.
And that's when I say we, that's not me, that's the listing agent. I charge the buyer. I don't touch your commission. I don't charge you anything. I will pay for your flyers, your inside outside photos, your stills, your drone, your Matterport, a website. I'll have a rep at every one of your showings. Got your flyers, like I said. We'll have an independent website which will have lead gen coming off, which we pay. We give all the leads back to the listing agent. We want to make your life easier so you can focus on what you do best, which is list, negotiate, and sell property.
I love that, man. I love that, man. And I'm looking forward to the event. And for those of you that are tuning in, make sure that you guys, we're going to be dropping a link for registration because I'm sure that this thing is going to be maxed out. It's going to be on the 25th from 12 to 2. Simon Polito is going to be dropping some massive, massive nuggets here that's going to impact your business in a huge way. Absolutely, man. Because I don't want you to give them any more. I want them to come to the event and listen.
No. All right. Lips are sealed.
Let's go, man. Hey, thank you so much for spending the time with me today. Congratulations on your most recent sale here. Beautiful home. I've taken a look at many of the pictures. But if anybody is out there that's listening, that's resonating with what Simon is saying, he's an open book. He's an awesome human being. Feel free to reach out to him via Instagram, Facebook. Send him a DM. Give him a call. He's an open book. And again, the 25th, we got that live event for you guys, and it's going to be so baby. Fun. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go. Again, thank you again, Leo. Very blessed, and I appreciate you guys. And again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you have any questions, just like Leo said, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Just make sure you give me a bit of time to respond to all the messages.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate your time.
All right, guys. Take care.
You got it. Thank you.